This is why people come to America. Because whether you like it or not, American culture was built on hot, chesty, blonde babes. I could have been born into a timeline where I got to see the Beatles performing live on Ed Sullivan. But instead, I was born into a timeline where people are crying on Twitter about American Eagle doing Nazi propaganda because Sydney Sweeney is hot and has big tits.
See, here's the thing. There's women like me out there.
Yeah, absolute fucking dogs who sit in their car and fart out of their fucking mouths. You'll never see a person more attractive than Sydney Sweeney saying this stuff. Because most people like hot chicks with big tits and most people like cool cars. You know, there are also a lot of other people of different colors and ethnicities and races and whatever that have great genes. We got like 3 10-second ads with a pretty white girl. Like, calm the fuck down. Yeah, how can we make a Nazi propaganda commercial? How can we do the bidding of Adolf Hitler? Like, bro, no. This is not going to go away before I die. I will die in this world. When stories like this pop up, one of the first things I think about is, you know, we hear a lot about this kind of mental health crisis that we're in America, right? Like the record numbers of teenagers and young adults who are depressed and suffering from anxiety. You know, they're all on Zoloft, they're all seeing therapists, and it doesn't seem to be helping. And I can't help but think, no wonder all of these teenagers and young adults are so depressed, because they're going online and being told that American Eagle is producing Nazi propaganda. You know, if I believed stuff that I read on the internet, I would also be depressed. If I believed that teeny bopper clothing brands were doing Nazi propaganda, I would also be anxious and paranoid. And I would also be on Zoloft. And I would also be calling my therapist every day, having a mental breakdown. Luckily, you know, I don't believe this nonsense. I don't believe this bullshit. I think it's ridiculous. But yeah, I can't help but think, you know, of course the country is fucking depressed. Of course. Who wouldn't be depressed? If you legitimately believe that American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney are like scheming to produce Nazi propaganda and do the bidding of Adolf Hitler, then yeah, of course you're depressed. You know, of course you're anxious all the time. Makes total sense to me. I couldn't see it any other way. Sydney Sweeney did this ad campaign. She did a couple of videos for American Eagle, and you know, people are saying that it's racist. People are saying that it's Nazi. The first tweet I saw was some girl saying the new Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad is so Hitler. And of course I had to dive in. I was like, what is this all about? And so I went and I looked at these ads. And I have to say, they're great ads. They're awesome ads, first of all. These new Sydney Sweeney American Eagle commercials that I'm going to pull up here in a minute is like peak American culture. You know, I've talked about it before, how American culture was built on hot, chesty, blonde girls and cool cars. I mean, it's literally everything you could want in a commercial. The fact that we live in a world that is crying about things like this, it is devastating to me. My favorite of the videos, I'll pull that one up real quick.
Sydney Sweeney has very canes.
I mean, it's literally Sydney Sweeney getting into a fucking Mustang with a camera shot of her ass. What more do you want? This is why people come to America. This is why you have people rushing here from other countries. This is what you think of when you think of America. When you think of the United States of America, when you think of the red, white, and blue, you think of Sydney Sweeney wiping her hands off on her ass, getting into a Ford Mustang. I don't know what else you want from anything. It doesn't get any better than this as far as I'm concerned. It's crazy that this is what people are up in arms about today. You know, this is the world that I was born into. And that is also the other thing I can't stop thinking about. Whenever things like this happen, you know, the second thing I think about is, you know, I could have been born into a timeline where like I got to see Hall & Oates and Madonna in the Cars performing at Live Aid in 1985. I could have been born into a timeline where I got to see the Beatles performing live on Ed Sullivan. You know, I could have been born into a timeline where I got to go see Led Zeppelin live in the 70s. But instead, I was born into a timeline where people are crying on Twitter about American Eagle doing Nazi propaganda because Sydney Sweeney is hot and has big tits. That's the timeline I was born into. I don't know who to blame for this. You know, I don't know if I should be mad at my mom. I don't know if I should be mad at God. I don't know what God I should be mad at, but I need to be mad at somebody. I need to be mad at somebody for, you know, seeing to it that this was the generation I was born into. Something went wrong here. I think it's a little too late to demand a refund. I don't think I can get a do-over. Let's pull up another one of these. You know, there's plenty of these. I got a few of these. I got a few of these saved. Let's I'm gonna pull up as many of these as I can. These are all just ridiculous. And then we'll actually get into the meat of it.
Did American Eagle just run an ad for eugenics?
No.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring.
No, that is the answer to your question. No, they did not.
Ad for eugenics?
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
Totally just talking about denim, right? Just a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman explaining how her good genes gave her personality and purity. I mean, are we really going to pretend that this isn't a little fashy-coded? Look, I'm not saying that Sydney Sweeney personally wrote this ad to revive the Third Reich, but American Eagle absolutely knew what they were doing here. You don't get to drop lines about inherited traits, blue eyes, and great genes while zooming in on somebody that could have walked straight off of a Nazi propaganda poster and expect people not to catch that reference. Good genes used to mean racial purity in fascist circles, and now it's just denim marketing. We are watching fascist aesthetics sneak back into pop culture through fashion ads, trad wife influencers, and yes, now blue jeans. If you think this was an innocent ad, you have not been paying attention.
Notice, keep in mind, and notice that everybody making these videos, they're all dogs. Let's just be honest here. They're all dogs. Nobody that made one of these videos talking about how Sydney Sweeney looks like she's from a Nazi propaganda poster, they're all dogs, right? You'll never see a person more attractive than Sydney Sweeney saying this stuff. That is just something I have to take note of. You know, there's not a single attractive person who is saying these things. Just a side note. Just a quick side note that it's only these like absolute 3 out of 10s who are making these videos given this commentary. I do think that's something to point out. Yeah, no, as if the joke needs explaining. It's a double entendre. It's funny. You switch the spelling of jeans and you get the other jeans. Ha ha. I literally, the first time I saw these clips, these ads, my first thought, I chuckled to myself. I thought, oh, ha, that's funny. They did the jeans thing. Yeah, she's got great genes. You know, meaning her denim and her genetics. Okay, so look, first and foremost, first of all, yes, Sydney Sweeney obviously has great genes, meaning genetics, right? She is obviously a very pretty human being. There's nothing wrong with pointing out that she has great genetics. You know who else has great genes? Fucking Rihanna and fucking Beyonce and I don't know, like Keke Palmer and Hillary from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know, there are also a lot of other people of different colors and ethnicities and races and whatever that have great genes. It's literally because Sydney Sweeney is white. You know, I mean, you could do it's kind of a cliche at this point, but you could do the classic race swap, and you know exactly how it would go. If that same commercial was made, but it was a black girl, nobody would be saying any of this. If that exact same commercial that just played was done but with a black girl, nobody would say any of this. And I wish American Eagle, I wish these brands would do ballsy things like that. Like, I wish next week American Eagle would release the exact same ad, but with like a black actress, you know? Like, do that. Do that and just laugh at the internet, because you know what would happen? Nobody would say a fucking word about it. It's the most insane thing. It's absurd to act like we can't, like we just can't acknowledge that, yes, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. I don't know what's wrong with that. Like, yeah, she's a pretty human being. Pretty human beings usually come from good genetics. It's not that complicated. It's not that ridiculous. It's not that outlandish. You know, it's like I said, it's a double entendre. It was funny. It was silly. Let's pull up. I got a couple on Instagram too. Yeah, I got some from all over the place. I came prepared today.
Surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
Man, I just can't believe this. I think it's my mom that I have to be mad at. I'm just gonna be mad at my mom. Like, my mom is the reason that I was born in 93, and then I'm here today to be witnessing this. We just can't have commercials with hot, chesty blondes anymore. Like, we just can't have that. We can't have nice things anymore. We just can't have nice things. This lady, I don't even think this lady actually played the ad in her video. She's really trying to fuck us over with this one.
Hey, American Eagle, now do black and brown women. Because black and brown women...
Oh, that is really funny too. She says, now do black and brown women. I will pull up their ads from 2019 that were black and brown women, and also fat women. So it's funny that this girl is saying, oh, now do black and brown women. As if American Eagle has never done ads with black and brown women. Like I said, we'll get to that.
also have great genes that they inherit from their parents. Did you know that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I just said, plenty of fucking black girls in the world that have great genes. Absolutely. A ton of them. A fucking ton of them. But because that's true, we're just not allowed to point out the white girls that have great genes too? Like we're just not allowed to say that. You're only ever allowed to talk about the black and brown women that have great genes. Like it's completely fucking bizarre.
They also have butts.
Does she just fart out of her fucking mouth?
They also have...
Yeah, look at this absolute fucking slob. Can't even fucking brush her hair. I'm just gonna go off right now. This absolute slob just farting out of her fucking mouth in her car wants to complain about Sweeney because Sweeney's hot. Like I said, only dogs are making videos like this. Only fucking dogs are complaining about Sweeney.
That? They also have butts that look really good in jeans as well. But they don't have to fit their butts into American Eagle jeans. And I realize that the point of the ads, if we're all understanding them correctly, is that you're trying to point in the direction away from black and brown women, right?
No, not at all. What do you mean we're pointing away from black and brown women? Again, you're just not allowed to acknowledge that there are pretty white girls in the world. I don't even understand what she's saying with that. Like, that commercial is pointing away from black women because they're like 10-second ads. We got like 3 10-second ads with a pretty white girl. Like, calm the fuck down.
Right. See, here's the thing. There's women like me out there.
Yeah, absolute fucking dogs who sit in their car and fart out of their fucking mouths and cry on Twitter about fucking pretty girls on the internet. Yeah, there are people like you out there, unfortunately.
The white women who give a fuck. And the white women who had their mother spend a substantial amount of money at your place of establishment whenever I was a cunt of a teenager back in the day. Okay? And now I'm a mom. And now I will not be spending a fucking dime if she ever asked me to go there. Hell no. So maybe.
Oh, God. American Eagle. Watch out. Be on alert. They just might be filing for bankruptcy tomorrow because this fucking slob farting out of her mouth in her car is not going to spend $1 there anymore. Oh my God. Has American Eagle learned about this lady? Has American Eagle learned that this lady will not be spending $1 there? Have they started panicking yet?
Unless you want to become the next target, do black and brown women too.
Okay, yeah. So she says do black and brown women too. Let's pull up the 2019 ad where they did do black and brown women. Do black and brown women too. Here you go. This is what happened in 2019. I don't think anybody gave a fuck. I don't think their stocks shot up. That's the funny thing. That's the funniest thing is how there was that news about like the day after they did the Sweeney ads, their stocks just fucking skyrocketed, just shot up. I know nothing about stocks. I don't know any of the fucking numbers. I just remember seeing the reports that yeah, their stocks shot up pretty good after the Sydney Sweeney ads. Because whether you like it or not, American culture was built on hot, chesty, blonde babes. Like I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know what you want. Like most people like hot chicks. That's just kind of the way it is. Most people like hot chicks with big tits. Not these kind of big tits. These are the kind of big tits where they don't count because everything else is big. You know, there are those guys that will get with big girls and they'll say, "Yeah, I like big tits." And I'm like, "Yeah, but they don't count if everything else is big." You know, like I would hope their tits are big because the rest of them is big. You know, I don't know what to tell you guys. Most people like hot chicks with big tits, especially when they're getting into Mustangs. You know, add that on top of it. They're getting into Mustangs. These people are just mad. They're just mad. They're just mad that this whole deal where they spent like 5 years trying to convince us that like fat girls were like the beauty standard. You know, we went through like 5 years of them like trying to drill it into our brains that Lizzo is actually like the standard of beauty in the world. And it didn't work. Because of course it doesn't fucking work because you can't beat, you know, you just can't beat like what people like, what people are actually naturally attracted to.
And from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
They're literally saying the quiet part out loud, but was it ever truly quiet when you're wearing dumbass merch like this? I mean, really, make America great again. When was America ever great? Their definition of...
I think these people are like genuinely mentally ill. Like these people that like can't open their eyes without seeing Donald Trump everywhere. Like you can't open your eyes without that filter of like make America great again over your eyes. Like you've just been so consumed by this like I guess like set of ideas and beliefs or whatever. Like you just cannot look any direction without seeing a red MAGA hat. Like just everything you see is just through the lens of like a red MAGA hat. It just, I don't know. I think it seems like a miserable existence, you know? Like I said, the first time I saw these commercials, I just thought, oh yeah, Sydney Sweeney's hot. Jeans, haha. It's a double entendre. It's a pun. How funny. You know, it's clever. Like I probably made a joke about jeans in jeans when I was in like the 2nd grade. I can't believe this is the world I live in. Like this is the fucking world I live in. I'm trying to launch a YouTube channel in this world. Like this is the world that I have to work with.
Of greatness was when this country was full of white supremacists and that slavery still existed. And now we have this interesting ad with a play on words where we pass on blue genes to those genetically with blue eyes. And let me just guess that they're gonna mark...
What do you mean passing on blue jeans to people with blue eyes? No, anybody can wear blue jeans. Like you can go to the store and buy the same blue jeans that Sydney Sweeney's wearing in the commercial. It's I don't understand what she's saying there.
that these jeans are made out of 100% cotton.
Oh my god. Yeah, these jeans are made out of, they're gonna market that these jeans are cotton. Like, are we really gonna do the cotton thing?
Jeans are made out of 100% cotton. Heaven forbid that there's any poly blend or any mixture of other fabrics, because you know...
I can't fuck this lady. I can't do this. Get this absolute fucking retard off my computer screen. I can't do that one. So no cotton jeans. Don't wear cotton jeans. Otherwise, I guess that's implying that like that's racist. I don't even know what the fuck. Absolutely fucking retarded. This is too much. I could sit here and get mad for like a fucking hour about this. This is absolute fucking insanity. This is why the world is depressed. This is why America is so depressed and so anxious and so retarded, and nobody can read, and nobody can go outside without having panic attacks, and nobody knows what they are or who they are. Like this is what's wrong. It's people like this. You know. We can't do blue jeans commercials anymore. We can't have denim commercials. We can't have commercials for American Eagle denim clothing without people crying Nazi propaganda. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, take me out of here now. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to fucking be here anymore.
Eagle is actively promoting eugenics by using Sydney Sweeney and saying things like, Sydney Sweeney has great genes, aka not the jeans on she's wearing, but the jeans on her face, body, everything. She's a white woman with blonde hair, blue eyes, skinny, able-bodied, young.
Oh dear God, not an able-bodied girl. Not a girl with full use of her arms and legs. And like, there's like, it's just all so much reaching. Like, I don't know how, like, I understand, like, thinking deeply about things, but I don't understand, like, you watch an American Eagle commercial, right? A teeny bopper clothing brand does a commercial for jeans, and they cast a hot chick with big tits, and they have her get into a Mustang, right? Why? Because most people like hot chicks with big tits, and most people like cool cars. And then they make a little funny joke. Jeans, jeans, haha. You spell it one way, it's blue jeans. You spell it another way, it's genetic. Like it's so much reaching. Like, you're talking about able-bodied people after watching an American Eagle commercial. I don't know, like, read a book. Read a real book. If you want to start thinking deep about shit, like, go read something.
Okay, and when I was watching the ads on the American Eagle TikTok page, a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, they're sexualizing her. Like, this is supposed to be for like young girls and teenage girls." Eugenics. You get it. Think a little bit more. A lot of things are about race.
No, think a little bit less. This is one of those examples. Think a little bit less. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't always need to be in this like heightened state of like paranoia. I don't know. Like, it's this weird, like, you just can't take anything for like what it is. You just, everything has to be turned into, like I said, the last lady talked about fucking cotton. The last lady was talking about how the jeans are probably made out of 100% cotton. Are you serious? We're really going to bring up cotton? Like, we're really going to talk about how the jeans are made out of cotton and start talking about slavery? You know, Tim Dillon, this clip was from a long time ago, but Tim Dillon had this really great little clip where he was saying that, you know, I think he was along the lines of like, yeah, we're all so depressed nowadays because of like, you know, years ago, back in the day when stuff was more normal, when you turned on the TV at 7 in the morning and you turned on like the news, or you turned on like one of those like morning channels where it's like 4 women talking, like The View or something, right? When you turned on the TV at 7 in the morning, they were talking about like seasonal cupcake recipes and, oh, we got a dog trainer on the show today. She's going to show us her cute little chihuahua that does laps around a course. Well, today you turn on the TV at 7 in the morning, they're talking about the Holocaust. Like, today you get the Holocaust at 7 in the morning every day. And this is, I feel like this is the same thing, right? Like, you get a commercial for jeans from American Eagle, and people are talking about able-bodied people and eugenics and Nazi propaganda, and it's like, no, think a little less. You know, like, that's your problem. Don't think a little bit more. Don't do what this girl right here is telling you to do. Don't think a little bit more. Think a little bit less. Oh yeah, dude, I'm about to deck out my wardrobe with American Eagle clothing. I have now just become like a huge American Eagle fan just because I'm a contrarian, and this shit is hilarious. 100% cotton is great for you too. Polyester is literally refined oil and plastics. Giving everyone the opportunity to give their dumbass opinions has to get our... Yeah, no, not everybody should, you know, I don't know. I can't talk because here I am with a fucking microphone that I bought for not a lot of money, giving my opinion on the internet. But it's just, it's gone way too far. This whole thing has gone way too far.
A lot of things are just not about misogyny or sexism. They're also about race. Sydney Sweeney is being used like that white woman in Handmaid's Tale. You know, the one who wore green.
People need to stop bringing up Handmaid's Tale as if it's like the gospel. Handmaid's Tale is a work of fiction. That's like if I brought up Blade Runner. That's like if we were talking about some real serious shit, or like talking about politics, and I was like, well, yeah, but in Blade Runner 2049, which, like, sure, there are fictional works that you can bring up in cases, but the Handmaid's Tale thing has gotten way too ridiculous. Like, people bring up Handmaid's Tale as if it was written by Jesus Christ himself.
And she was the wife of the fascist who also made the laws for Handmaid's Tale to discriminate against women. Yes, that's what's happening right now. And it's a push towards making sure people know that you, me, you, and you, we're not welcomed here. We're not welcome to American Eagle. Eugenics.
Yeah, American Eagle only wants white people to shop there, right? That's what she's saying. American Eagle wants to lower their purchase, wants to lower their customer base. Is that what this girl's saying? Is this girl really saying that American Eagle only wants white customers? Like, have you ever heard of business? Have you ever heard of commerce? Like, what are you talking about? What business in the world is only going to want white customers? No, that's like these people are genuinely retarded and or mentally ill. Like it has to be one or the other. I can't accept anything else anymore. It's either and or. Like they're retarded or they're just like mentally deranged. Like what do you mean American Eagle only wants white customers? No, American Eagle wants every single person in the world to buy their clothing. That's the point of a business. But no, American Eagle is not telling you that you're not welcome there. Bro, again, I just pulled up the 2019 American Eagle ad campaign. It was all fat black girls. Like we're just gonna forget about the 2019 American Eagle commercials. Dude, these people should just fucking, whether they play golf, like go outside, like do something. Yeah, go outside. This girl in this video right here, she's probably been laying on, I don't know if this is a couch or a bed, but she's probably been laying there for hours, like scrolling on her phone and then made this video. Yeah, get up and go outside. People know that racism is not cool, right? Like it's not trendy or cool. Like these people do realize this, right? Like it's not, like what would American Eagle have to benefit, right? Like American Eagle, like what these people are saying is that American Eagle intentionally made this racist commercial, this Nazi propaganda. What would that benefit them? Like what would that do for them? What would the purpose of that be? Like first of all, I do not believe that the American Eagle marketing team is like rubbing their hands together in a dark room going like, yeah, how can we make a Nazi propaganda commercial? How can we do the bidding of Adolf Hitler? Like, bro, no. American Eagle's marketing team is not doing that. But like, yeah, what would the benefit for them be? Like, what would they get out of that? It's not cool or trendy. Like, so I don't know where these people think like, what would a racist commercial benefit American Eagle? Like, how would that work for them? Why would they even want to do that? You know, like I was just saying that black girl is saying, oh, American Eagle's letting us know that we're not welcome. You know, this is only for white people. So they want to make less money. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me that American Eagle only wants white people to shop there. Like instead of having every single person of every single different race and ethnicity buying their products, you think they only want to sell to white people? I don't think that's the goal of any business ever. Like, oh no, actually, American Eagle is pandering to like the popular Nazi. Like, where are these popular Nazis that American Eagle is trying to like attract? I don't know where these people are. I don't know who these people are. I think they just made a commercial with a hot blonde chick with big tits. And they made a funny little pun with the whole jeans thing. You spell it two different ways. Haha, she's got great jeans. Think less. That's what I would say. Think less when it comes to that. Intelligence is not only the ability to think deeply about things, but I think it's knowing when to apply deep thought. Sometimes a fucking box is just a box. Like sometimes there's nothing in the box. It's not intelligence to just continuously keep trying to force deep thought into things like a fucking American Eagle commercial. Like you're trying way too hard. You're trying way too hard to apply. Oh, think a little bit more. Just think a little bit more. No, stop. Stop. You're thinking so hard that you're just making shit up. You're legitimately talking about the jeans being cotton as if that's some kind of some kind of metaphor for slavery. Yeah, sometimes Sydney Sweeney is just a hot chick. Sometimes that's all it is. Sometimes it is literally just Sydney Sweeney is a hot chick with great tits, and she's getting into a Mustang, and she looks good. That's literally all it is. Like I said, you know who else has great jeans? Fucking Beyonce. Beyonce also has fantastic jeans. Put her in that commercial and have her say those exact same lines, and nobody would say a fucking word about it. Nobody would care. I really feel bad for Sydney Sweeney. Is kind of who I feel bad for. They're never gonna like Sydney Sweeney though. Like I said, that's really what it is they're just mad that Sydney Sweeney is still like the it girl of Hollywood. Like they tried for years to convince us that like Bella Ramsey was going to be the new it girl, or like some girl like Lizzo was going to be the new it girl. That's all it is. They're just mad that it's still Sydney Sweeney. Like they want us to believe that, you know, Lizzo is like I said, the new standard of beauty, and she's just not. It's still Sydney Sweeney. It's gonna be Sydney Sweeney until she gets older. Like that's just kind of how shit works. There's this one guy, I came across this video. I guess I gotta preface this with, I've seen some other clips from this guy, and I definitely do not agree with some of the shit that he says at all. But in this case, I think what this guy says is fucking awesome.
Only unfortunate looking women and gay men who want to be women are hating on Sydney Sweeney. Now walk with me. Liberals are losing their minds because Sydney Sweeney isn't ashamed to be a blonde, blue-eyed white woman. The American Eagle ad is not fascist. It just shows that the high BMI positivity movement is over. I don't need to see every skin tone, gender identity, and weight class in order to buy a product. I want to see hot people, and Sydney's denim jeans rack is uniting our country. Notice how no one hotter or more successful than you is concerned about what you wear, do, or look like? Exactly. Hot people get it, and we've all been wronged by unfortunate-looking people.
But yeah, same thing. Notice how none of the people complaining about Sydney Sweeney are hotter than Sydney Sweeney. There's no attractive people complaining about Sydney Sweeney. I mean, I don't know if that's what it really comes down to. Sydney Sweeney is kind of ruining their whole idea of, they thought they were going to become the new hot people of the world, and it didn't work out for them, so they're just mad. I don't know if that's what it is. Well, like I said, I don't know. Maybe it is just absolute retardation. Maybe it is just fucking some kind of mental illness. I don't know. I don't fucking know what it is. But this is the timeline I was born into. This is the world that I was placed into, that I was dropped into, where we can't just enjoy hot chicks in jeans commercials anymore. Like, we're just not allowed to enjoy hot chicks with big tits. It's just not. You're just not. It's Nazi propaganda now. Like, oh my God. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, I could yell about this. I could go in my car and have like a yelling session about this. Like, this is when I was born. Out of all the times in the world, like I said, I could have seen Metallica in the late 80s. Right? I could have been born at a time when I could pay $20 and see Metallica in the late 80s. But instead, I was born into this timeline where Sydney Sweeney getting into a Mustang is Nazi propaganda. That's the timeline I was born into. Yeah, that is true, because their hobbies now is just like politicizing everything. That is what their hobbies are now. Their hobbies are pretending that they're like these political geniuses and social justice warriors. So then they just end up making up crazy shit. That probably is it too. They have no real hobbies. Their hobbies are scrolling on their phones, looking at TikTok politics, and trying to be smart on Twitter. And what do? You get a bunch of people saying that a teeny bopper clothing brand commercial is doing Nazi propaganda. Like, dude, rewind to like 2009, right? When I was a freshman in high school and every girl I had a crush on was wearing American Eagle. Tell that version of me, hey, you know, in the future, that cheerleader that sits next to you in English class that you have a crush on, her clothes are going to be considered Nazi propaganda. I wouldn't have even like said it. I wouldn't have laughed. I wouldn't have frowned. I would have had no idea what to say. Like, what are you even fucking talking about? Not everything is racist. And I'm like a generally negative dude. I'm a pretty pessimistic, negative dude when it comes to the world. I think a lot of people are evil in the world. I think a lot of motherfuckers are evil. I think there's a lot of crazy shit going on behind the scenes in the world. But, you know, goddamn, I do not believe that the American Eagle marketing team is sitting around scheming about ways to do the bidding of Adolf Hitler and promote eugenics and Nazi propaganda. Like, even just having to say that out loud. Jesus Christ. Even having to say that out loud. Even having to get on a YouTube channel with no subscribers and say that, hey guys, the new American Eagle commercial, it's not Nazi propaganda. It's just a hot chick with big tits. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just Sydney Sweeney. She's just popular. She's just got great tits. She gets into a Mustang. She makes a joke about her jeans being good jeans because it's a jeans commercial. Like, I can't believe we even have to say that. I just can't believe it. And this is, like I said, like I will keep saying, these are the cards that I've been dealt. This is the time that I was born into. Like, God forbid we get one commercial. I saw one tweet that said that too. Like, God forbid we get one commercial with a white chick in it. Dear God, the world is coming to an end. I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know what to do about it. There's nothing. I'm going to die in this world for sure too. Like, this is not going to go away before I die. You know, like I will die in this world. The day I die, the headlines are going to read like, Hollister slammed for Russian propaganda.
And we're all here today to groove and have a beautiful time It's only the beginning.